was at a cafe in Silicon Valley, California, USA. I was overhearing a conversation of a Chinese gentleman. I later find out, and a local American gentleman talking, and the Chinese gentleman was saying that it's such a relief to be here in China. When someone has a new idea, a new company, everybody wants to go work for them, and they accept any salary, even a minimum wage, whatever, a laborer's salary, because their intention is to learn what you're doing and then go copy it. And that did not fall as a surprise on my ears, because I know how the Chinese operate. Now, what I'm saying is in no way about the Chinese people. I have close Chinese friends that I actually very much like. They are decent, good working, nice people, like any other nice person you will meet anywhere. But, when you travel around the world, you realize all the knockoff bags, watches, shoes, luggages, anything, 99% are made in China. Everyone that has dealt with China and the way they operate is they like to not play by the rules. They like to cut corners. They'd rather copy and forge and steal ideas rather than come up with them themselves. I was talking to a realtor in Irvine, California, which, if you're familiar with the area, it's been basically taken over by the Chinese, especially Chinese, mainland Chinese people who can't even speak one word of English, and there are whole shopping strip malls full of nothing but Chinese bakeries, Chinese shops, Chinese boba drinks, whatever, and the signs are even in Chinese, and you see people, walking the streets that look like they're still, they just came from mainland China 2 days ago, the way they dressed and everything. And he told me that, every time, first of all, they buy these real estate cash. It's, kind of a funny money. And they never argue something because they just want to, take their money out of China and put it somewhere that's deemed safe. And he says that when it comes to home inspections and all that, they always try to say, what can we do to, go around this? What can we do to circumvent this? He says they always are trying to break the rules, go around the rules, do things in a fast, quick, roundabout way rather than going, with the laws and with the that are on the books and following the rules and following the norms and everything. And he says, I always encounter this more than anyone else, not only Chinese, but more than anyone else. With the Chinese, you can almost, he said, expect it. So this is not a China bashing video, but there are some truths that denying it will only cost you later in life. It is the way it is. You cannot just close your eyes and say, no, that's not true. That's not all of them. Sure, that's not 100% of the population of 1.4, God knows what billion people in China. But that is how the government operates. They are known for not playing by the rules. They are known for cutting corners. They are known for stealing ideas. There was a company in Silicon Valley that found out that the Chinese company was putting some kind of a chip in there that would transmit data, to their mother company in China, so they could copy and steal the ideas. WeChat, every software innovation that you see in the U.S., there's a copy of it in China. For example, instead of WhatsApp, they have WeChat. Instead of this, they got that. Instead of this, they got that. Because they just rather copy instead of innovate, and they steal it, and then they sell it back to the people that are manufacturing it in the West. China, in a way, you might say crime pays because they're the second largest economy in the world. In another way, it doesn't pay because just about anyone who is worth his salt knows how the Chinese operate. They have a reputation. They just know. Why don't they have that reputation? For example, about the Swiss. There are other things that are terrible about the Swiss, but that is not one of them. Like, Swiss can play like, oh, we're honest bankers and we're the safe place to keep money. Then news comes out that they were holding Nazi, money for years and only admitted to it when they were found out. And also the second largest bank in Switzerland, Credit Suisse, went bankrupt because of malfeasance, whatever. So it's not like I'm praising one group of one country over another, But we were talking. This video was about China, and I talk about China because there are a lot in the news right now, and the tariffs that the United States government is placing on them is very much justified because they do not play by the rules, and it's time somebody stood up to them. All the best.